As creatives, we've all been there before. You schedule time to sit down to write a page, but when the time comes, you hesitate and decide not to. You think up great ideas for your next reel, but never actually execute them. You have a long list of unfinished tasks that you've been meaning to get to, but you just haven't yet. This is what I like to call creative constipation. And like actual constipation, it needs some pushing to get out, but just not too hard. So a couple of months ago, I was feeling quite frustrated creatively. I had a long list of ideas that I wanted to pursue, some of it being quick short edits to full-on YouTube videos, like this one. But for some reason, there was a block in executing them, even though I knew that if I dedicated the time and effort into these tasks, I'll be able to get them done. Then one day, over a delicious pepperoni pizza, I brought up my struggle to my girlfriend, that is a graphic designer, and to my surprise, she had also battled with this in the past. She was as curious as I was about this phenomenon. But before we get into overcoming this, let's dive into what creative constipation actually is. It is a state of mind where procrastination is rife, ultimately growing to unruly depths that suck you into accepting to settle. Similar to being backed up when you are constipated, it's a backup of creative ideas and execution. Where creative constipation differs is that you know what to do, and you know that if you dedicate your time and skills, you'll be able to finish the task at hand, but you just aren't taking any action. It is allowing procrastination to take hold and being acquiescent to change in your routine. It's not the lack of ideas that is the problem, but the absence of production. Your creative conveyor belt is still littered with ace idea chunks. It's just that everything has stalled. Creativity has halted, and everything is just stuck. There's so much I want to do and accomplish, but there seems to be so little time. And when there is time, I procrastinate doing other shit, like scroll on social media, looking at other people's videos instead of making my own. I'm sure you also have tasks and creative goals that you also want to get to and accomplish, but when the time comes, you do not do them. So I'm going to take it over to Joel at the field to explain this. You have to find an avenue to break through the mundane of normal day life. This can be anything from listening to music while you're brainstorming to doing anything to get rid of your mental clutter and clear your mental capacity, like sitting in a field or even playing sports. Because after all, if you keep on doing what you've always done, you won't get different results. And that's the whole point of this. As creatives, we must choose our struggles, face them, and only through that can we reach our happy medium. Here are a few tips on how you can overcome this. You can take a break. Sometimes the best way to get unstuck is to simply step away from your work for a while. Go for a walk, listen to music, or do something else that you enjoy. When you come back to your work, you may find that you have a fresh new perspective. Don't be afraid to experiment. Try new things and don't be afraid to make new mistakes. The more you experiment, the more likely you are to come up with something new and innovative, and through that, you will essentially be growing. And the most important part, don't give up. Everyone experiences creative block from time to time. Keep working at it and eventually you'll break through. We've become so wrapped up in wanting to stand out from the crowd, our competitor and others around us, that this mindset leads us to not doing anything. When in actual fact, someone out there has probably thought up the same idea you have, so why not execute your idea anyway? We wait to have the perfect style, develop our creative talents behind the scene so that one day we can come out with it all. We doom scroll on social media looking at other people's content, but we do not make any of our own content. Sometimes we can become so focused on the destination that we forget to enjoy the journey.
Remember that as artists, videographers, painters, editors, designers, whatever your creative profession, what we do sparks life into us, and it is our soul to the very core. Without doing that, you go against yourself, and ultimately it's an injustice to your creative passions.
Your ideas aren't meant to kill you or drown you. They're meant to be born and to bring new life into the world around you. Yes, it will be a struggle. Yes, it will hurt. And yes, it will stink up the room. It will be unpredictable, but it will arrive if you give it space and time. Soon enough, your ideas will flow like diarrhea in your bowel movements. I thank you for your time, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.
Cool. I think that was cool.